People, what is going on? Welcome to PR Talk. I don't even know what episode this is. I just got done with a mile run. Well, a part of it was a mile. I'm trying to get into running because it's something I've been telling myself I've been wanting to do for years. Like a year and a half ago, I told myself I want to do a marathon, right? And I've always wanted to get into running, but bodybuilding kind of held me off, and I just got off bodybuilding prep. So now it's my time to expand my fitness and get into something like running, something I've been wanting to do for a while. But the thing is, I've been telling myself like for the past couple days, and honestly the past like week or two, that I got to start getting into running and just doing a little, because I'm somebody who just gained 45 pounds of muscle this year. And so I haven't ran at all. And to get into running, it's going to be a slow start. Like I probably did half a mile of actual running and a half a mile of like walking on an incline at like a 3 mile per hour speed, just because the shin splints are absolutely crazy. And so I need to start getting into it, but I've been putting it off until today. And let me tell you exactly why. Hang on, guys. So yesterday I go to get my iPhone fixed. Okay, the camera on it's broken. And I was looking to trade it in. I want to get an upgrade for my phone. And I went to go get the iPhone fixed by, some dude at fucking Walmart. And he's like, all right, I need your passcode. And so I try to go put the passcode in, right? And the phone locks. Like it locks for a minute. I'm like, what the fuck? Like this has always been my passcode. So I'm like, all right, let me try it. Like maybe I just got it wrong. Let me try a different one. I try a couple more. Boom, locked out for 5. And I'm like, fuck, what the fuck is that shit? Right? And so I'm like, dude, I swear I know my fucking password. And so I just keep waiting and I keep putting it in, and boom, now I'm locked out for like an hour. I get home last night and I try to fucking, unlock it again, and boom, I'm locked up for 3 hours. And I tried this morning, boom, I'm locked up for 8 hours. Long story short, I just had to reset my phone. It's inside resetting right now. But because I was locked out of my phone, I spent pretty much the entire afternoon last night and this morning completely disconnected. And this is like, it's not something I usually experience. It's not something us young people usually experience. It's like being fully disconnected from our phones. Having no access to whatever the fuck is going on out there. And so like my plan was to go to the gym after I got my phone fixed. I was going to go to the gym, wait for the phone to get fixed. And so of course I went to the gym anyways. And I was just sitting there, no music, no nothing. Just sitting there working out in my own thoughts. I drive home for 30 minutes in my own thoughts. I get home, I cook my post-workout meal in my own thoughts. Usually I'm listening to like a YouTube video or something. I eat my meal in my own thoughts. I go to sleep, and it took me about 3 hours last night to fall asleep in my own thoughts. And so like I spent the entire like past 16 hours of my day, or of my life, just in my own thoughts, completely just like being able to look inwards and not be distracted by this phone and all this fucking bullshit going on in the world. Because whether you like to accept it or not, you are distracted by your phone. I knew it when I was taking a piss and I go to reach in my pocket to pull out my phone, because usually when I take a piss, I like to like scroll my phone for a minute, literally just because I guess I'm that addicted. And I go, oh shit, it's locked. And I put it back away. And then guess what, like 30 minutes later when I go to take another piss, I pull out my phone once again. I'm like, oh shit, it's locked. It was just such like a habit. Like I just distracted myself so much. I didn't even realize it until I was locked out of my phone, right? And I heard this interesting thing yesterday. It came from it was this long podcast by CEO of Diary of a CEO, and he had this psychiatrist on. This guy is amazingly smart, okay, so smart. He was a monk, but he was also like a doctor in psychology, very smart guy. And he was saying that there is more quarter-life crises going on in young people. Quarter-life crisis is like 20, 25, 30 years old, kind of around there. It's where you go through that crisis, than ever before in human history. There is more people in their 20s, getting close to 30s, right around there, that are like freaking out and going, what the fuck, where's my life going? What the fuck is going on? Just how like a 50-year-old have a quarter life crisis because he realized like, oh shit, I'm like halfway to the grave. And he looks back at his life and he's like, wait a minute, like I didn't even live my life the way I wanted to live it. I didn't even become who I wanted to become. I didn't even chase my dreams, and now my time is kind of out. Now I'm stuck. And they have this crisis because they realize they spent their whole life distracted, not intentionally creating their future or intentionally becoming somebody, right? And that's what a lot of young people are going through. It's just like 25 years old. You wanna know why? It's because we're all so fucking distracted. We're all doom scrolling all day. We don't ever actually give time to look inwards look at ourselves, to give attention to our own mind. Why do so many people struggle to sleep nowadays? Why do so many people need sleeping pills? They need fucking Xanax. They need to smoke weed before they go to bed. They need to fucking beat their meat before they go to bed. They need to stuff their mouth with a bunch of carbohydrates so they get tired before they go to bed. Why do they need to sit down and watch Netflix before they go to bed? Why do they need to do any of these things to distract them and sedate them when they're going to sleep? Because they can't stand their own thoughts. Once they actually give time to their own thoughts, to their own mind, and they listen to what the fuck is going on in here, it freaks them out. They can't stand it. It causes them anxiety. And so people just push it off. They're like, I can't stand my own thoughts, so they just ignore it. They push that shit under the bed. And eventually one day, and this is what's going on for a lot of 20-year-olds at like 25, they're gonna fucking have to move the bed because they're gonna have to do some cleaning because there's just shit pouring out from under the bed because they've been shoving shit under there for so long. And that's that quarter life crisis. That's that crisis a lot of young people are facing, man. And so getting off my phone, right? I still don't even have access to it. I had to fully restore it. I lost everything on it. Doesn't really fucking matter at the end of the day. Memories are up here, man. I lost a lot of photos, but being off my phone, dude, it made me sit with myself for many, many hours last night. It was so beneficial. It made me realize all of the things I've kind of been putting off, all of the choices I've been making that, you know, some of them were good, some of them were bad. It just helped me close a lot of thought loops and like actually see how I'm living my life, actually see where I'm going. Right? So that's why I was able to do the running this morning because that's one thing that came up. I was like, you've been telling yourself you want to do that running. When are you going to start it? You know, when are you going to start trying to get good at it? Because it's going to take a fucking long time for you to get good at it. Right? You're a 200-pound dude. You were 155 pounds last year. Like, your shin splints are going to fucking kill for months. To run a mile in 7 minutes, 6 minutes like you did in high school when you were 135 pounds, that's going to take probably months to get there. So you got to fucking start. Right? And then I was also able to look at how that would affect my future because I actually gave myself time to like visualize stuff and look at where I was heading if I did this certain action. But you won't ever see that if you're constantly distracted, always looking at what's going on with other people, always looking at what's going on with the world, right? What's going on Snapchat? What are other people doing? But when are you going to look inwards and ask yourself, what are you doing? Because if you're constantly distracted, again, man, I'm going to repeat this one more time. You're shoving shit under the bed because you're hiding it away. Oh, you know, if you have ever had a bed, I shove shit under the bed. You know how you shove shit under there, right? You shove it under there and then one day you pull it out and it's just fucking like, holy shit, where'd all this shit come from, man? Right? And then you got to do a whole bunch of cleaning. It takes a fucking hour to get the fucking dust out of the carpet, right? That's what we're doing when we're distracting ourselves and not giving ourselves our own time. Not being able to sit there for just 5 minutes in the morning or at night, like just staring at the wall or just laying down in bed staring at the ceiling and just looking inwards and seeing what's going on up in here. This right here, bro, this right here is where your life is going to head. Every single thought becomes manifested in some type of way, right? The thoughts that commonly reoccur in your mind become manifested in some type of way. And so a lot of people, they get stuck in life. They get stuck in perpetual cycles of negativity, whether that may be getting stuck in the past, right? They're always stuck with the trauma they had in the past, the heartbreaks they had in the past, everything that had in the past, like the addictions, whatever. Again, the past can literally be an hour ago, but the past isn't a fucking true thing. It's not fucking real. It's gone. It passed. It's no longer fucking real. And they get fucking stuck there, bro. They get fucking stuck there. Because they're never paying attention to what their mind is trying to fucking tell them, man. It really is. Because when you sit there, and if you've never done this before, if you actually sit there for an hour and you stare at your fucking wall, a lot of the thoughts you were going to think about is where are you going in life and what is your past. You're not going to think about what's in the moment, because what's in the moment is just the fucking gray wall in front of you. And I've done this many times, so I can speak from experience. I know exactly how it works. You think about your fucking past, all your fuck-ups, all your heartbreaks, all of your childhood, your trauma, and you think about the fucking future and where you're heading as well. But you never think about those things, dude, if you don't give yourself that time, and you're never able to overcome them. You're never able to overcome the perpetual cycles you will get stuck in life, the perpetual self-sabotaging you will get stuck in, right? Always having those 3-month relationships, always having that 3 months of when you get in shape, then you get out of shape, always having those couple weeks of when you start a diet and then you get off it, always having these little streaks of starting something, getting better, and then boom, self-sabotage, boom, back to your old self. The reason you get stuck in that, man, I've gotten stuck in that. The reason we get stuck in that is because we aren't aware. We aren't fully aware. We kind of know, but we don't take enough time to become fully aware of the problem. You see the problem, where does it come from? Where does it stem from? What actually happens when you self-sabotage? What actually happens when you always break up with, these girls at 3 months? When the relationship always fails at 3 months? When you always break your consistency in the gym? What always happens? Because once you become aware, you know how to fix it. Awareness is 90% of solving the issues of anything you have in life. But getting to the awareness is the hard part. Because first, before awareness becomes acceptance. It becomes acceptance that, oh, I did fuck up. Oh, this was my mistake. Oh, I have been distracting myself for years. Oh, et cetera, right? You have to accept that, and then once you can fully accept it, you can fully dive into that fucking bullshit, man. You can fully pull that bed out, look at all that shit under there, and clean it up, right? You have to become aware that you haven't been cleaning under your bed for years. Okay, and then you have to accept it, so you're like, okay, I just gotta clean it. Boom, you pull it out, you start fucking cleaning it all up. Right? Boom, now the underside of your bed's fucking clean. Right? It's the same thing with your fucking mind, the garden of your mind, man. Okay? The plants that are in your mind and the weeds will determine where you head in life. And so if you don't do some weed pulling, man, all the weeds are gonna suck up all the energy you could be giving to the beautiful plants you could be growing. Right? So it's very important for this generation, man. It's very important for us as Gen Zers, as people that are, especially even younger, because it gets worse as you get younger. But like, especially 18 to 25, maybe even 30, man. Like, especially 18 to 25, that we have some type of fucking discipline with all this social media. That we have some type of discipline with all this technology. Because if you don't learn how to use it, it's going to use you, bro. This is something I've always said. This is a mindset I implemented when I started using social media for my benefit, man. If I don't use social media, it's going to use me. It's going to take my most valuable fucking thing in life, my time, my energy. And I'm not going to get anything out of it besides distracted. And what that's going to do is it's probably just going to send me in a place in life in 5-10 years from now that I don't want to be. Because every single day, I wasn't aware of my problems. And so I just kept repeating cycles. I didn't really actually grow a lot. I didn't really actually overcome a lot of the problems I needed to overcome to fully break my limiting beliefs. Right? Think about every single day that goes by that you don't overcome whatever happened in your childhood, whatever happened when you're growing up, whatever heartbreaks you've been through. Whatever the fuck, dude, they could be holding you back. You're just being held back. You're literally getting 1% worse every single fucking day. So you need to start getting 1% better every single day, man. And that starts with the awareness. Reason I want to get into running, okay, is because I've been bodybuilding for a year and a half now. And it's great. It's helped me out a lot. I've been lifting for 4 years. But I've been bodybuilding for a year and a half. Meaning like I've been like setting it very hard and being like fully in, having a coach and all that, right? Put on the 45 pounds. And it's helped me out a lot, but I want to do a quick test with you here really quick. Squeeze your right fist. What does that make you feel? Does it kind of make you feel angry? kind of like fierce? What energy do you feel there? It should make you feel some type of energy like angry, fierce. Now, if you let go of your right and you squeeze your left, what does that make you feel? Almost like calm, right? Almost it feels like calming energy's kind of coming out of you almost. I don't know exactly how to describe it, but there's two different feelings when you squeeze your right and you squeeze your left. And that's because your body is a circuit. It really is a fucking circuit. Especially when it comes to men. The right over here connects to, I think it's like the left side of the hemisphere of the brain, and the left over here connects to, I think, the right side of the hemisphere of the brain. Can't exactly remember, but it's one of those ways. Hang on, 1 second. Gotta close the doors because neighbor's outside and I don't want to hear me screaming. But your body is it's a circuit board. It really is. And what I mean by that, especially for men, is muscles connect to certain emotions. And so if you feel angry, you get some type of like heat in your throat, some type of heat in your chest, right? If you feel down, you get some type of like downness in your chest and so on. There's all these different things I don't fully understand, but I understand the concept of it all. When you feel certain emotions, you feel certain sensations in your body, right? And if you do certain things with your body that create sensations, you feel certain emotions. That's why when you go to the gym, you feel fucking good, right? Your muscles, your body is connected, directly connected to your brain and also your emotions, okay? And so that's why I want to get into something like running, because it's different from lifting, man. Okay, so it's going to create different sensations, different emotions inside of my body. It's going to help me release different things. Because again, if you have anything holding you back in life, like some type of fucking trauma, some bullshit happened to you in the past, right? And that's the shit you got to get over, man. A lot of people, they get hanged up on fucking traumas and bullshit. Man, that is your fucking responsibility, your job to get over. I don't give a fuck. It's not your fault that you went through it, but it's 100% your fucking job to get over that fucking trauma, to get over whatever insecurity you have, to get over whatever the fuck happened, however you got bullied, however you got treated. Stop being a fucking bitch and just get the fuck over it. You want to keep that in you so you have a fucking valid reason to stay a loser because you don't want to do the fucking hard work. Let me be straight up fucking honest with you. Yes, it may fucking hurt, but be a fucking man. Grab your fucking nuts when you wake up in the morning. Actually, grab them in the fucking morning, get up and go make a fucking change, or be a loser your whole life. It's up to you. I don't care. I'm going to be a winner. You can be a fucking loser if you want to. But anyways, I want to do the running because it's a different type of physical exercise that is going to help me release different things and break different limiting beliefs. And the limiting beliefs of which, if I can break all these limiting beliefs, which, you know, I'm not fully aware of all of them yet, but I know they're there. They have to be there, right? If I can break them, well, I can become so much more, dude. And in the running, dude, it's just like, it gets you in your own minds. It really does. You know? Like maybe sometimes I'm going to listen to music, but usually I do my cardio just like not listening to music because I want to tune in with myself, right? I want to know what the fuck's going on in here. I want to see what's going on in here. Because once you can see it, you become aware of your problems, also of your strengths, right? But you become aware of everything. And once you become aware, bro, that's when you can make the change. So stop allowing yourself to be distracted, man. Stop allowing your most valuable fucking thing in life to be taken away by some instant gratification fucking bullshit, man. You know, I feel when that phone was locked last night, there's usually like some habits I'll do on my phone, and I just like my brain kept just like wanting to run through this cycle of habits that I would do on my phone, and I kind of realized just how much time it wasted. Because my phone was shut off, like I felt like I had so much more time last night to get the things done that I've been putting off. One of them was reading. I've been struggling to get in time to read, but then I had time to read. I even had time to research some things on my fucking computer. Like, I just felt like I had so much more time, and I realized that these small little fucking habits I do on my phone was taking up all that time, where I could have been looking inwards, where I could have been learning, where I could have been studying and looking into and gaining information on some things I've been thinking about in life. And, to finish this video off, there's this one client I've been working with, okay? He just joined. He has cerebral palsy, okay? Usually I help out people with fitness and nutrition. I also do habits and mindset, and he was a little bit more, he wanted some, like, habit and mindset coaching, right? But he has cerebral palsy, so his legs don't really work correctly. His upper body's good, but he's very intelligent. He's a very smart guy, but he's also been through a lot of bullshit. And, growing up with that disability, it can do something to you, really. It can really limit you, and it can really not be good for you at the end of the day. And so he joined the team because he wants to start overcoming his limiting beliefs, because he wants to one day be an inspiration for other disabled people who, probably have that same belief system where, like, oh, I'll never be able to achieve my greatest dreams because I'm physically incapable of doing this, that, and the third, right? It's just this fucking bullshit in your mind that's stopping you. And so I was having my one-on-one call with him yesterday. I do one-on-one calls with my clients for an hour every single week. And, one thing I'm pushing him towards is trying to get him to set, like, a screen limit on his phone. And I asked him, like, so how's the screen limit thing been going? Have you set that? And he's like, yeah, about that. I haven't been too good with that yet. And I'm like, why not? He's like, well, every time I try to kind of, like, get off my phone, there's so many dark thoughts I just can't deal with, I just can't deal with them. And so, like, I like to doom scroll, right? And stuff like that. And he's always truthfully honest with his issues, which is awesome. He's like, I like to doom scroll. And I'm like, you gotta understand, you gotta go into the darkness, man. Like, you have to make friends with those dark thoughts. You have to explore them, and you have to become aware of them. Because if you keep distracting yourself from those quote-unquote negative emotions, and I say that because, in my belief, I don't like to put bad or good on any emotion. I like to just kind of, like, feel the emotion. What do I feel, and what is it trying to tell me? Not, oh, this is bad, and instantly labeling it before you even discover what the fuck it's trying to tell you. But I'm like, you have to dive into these negative emotions, man. You have to explore what the fuck is going on. Because think about, why do you get scared? Why is the emotion of being scared here for you, right? It's here so if there's a fucking lion in the jungle, you create adrenaline in your body so you can run away and hopefully survive. Every single negative emotion kind of comes back to survival. And so because we're in a state where we don't have to really, like, worry about physically surviving most of the time, one thing we really have to focus on is mentally surviving. And that's why a lot of young people are really dealing with depression and anxiety and all these different vices as well, because those lead to vices and just bad habits, is because we're struggling to mentally survive. Why? Because we're always so distracted that we never give ourselves our own time to pay attention to our own minds, and our mind's a mess. It's literally fucking a mess. And for most people, it works against them. For most people, it's just not a good spot to chillax, and I'll be honest. They always got to be listening to music or doing something, right? I've been there. And so we're struggling to mentally survive as human beings because we're distracted. But the only way to start living is to dive into those negative emotions, right? To dive into your own mind, even though it's uncomfortable, and fucking fix everything going on there. To pull the fucking weeds, to organize the garden, to pull the bed out and clean under it, man. So that now your mind's a clean space. It's working for you, not against you, right? Once you can do that, you can actually start living, bro. That's when life fucking starts, is when you clean up this bullshit and stop getting distracted. All these fucking people out here trying to find the quick fix of that, how do I get rich, blah, blah, blah. Motherfucker, start with your fucking mind, bro. Clean this shit up, man. Once you get this shit organized, once you get this shit clean, and it's going to be a lifelong journey, but at the end of the day, you can do a lot of fucking cleaning in just 3 to 6 months. Really. You can really change your fucking life just by setting a screen limit on your phone, 2 hours a day, picking up some good habits that are going to allow you to look inwards. Reading is one of them, because when you read, you're thinking to yourself, how does this information benefit me? Pretty much. And then you create good thoughts, like you start to think and stuff like that. Journaling is a fucking great one. If you wake up every single day and you journal, well, you're looking inwards. You're thinking to yourself. You're talking to yourself. You're creating a game plan for the day. One of my favorites, actually just sitting there with yourself and thinking. Instead of always driving with music or driving with something going on, why don't you just turn that shit off and take a 15-minute drive and just think, right? Best one is staring at your wall for an hour. It's a hard one, but it's so beneficial. All these different things you could be doing to organize this mind so that you could create the reality you want, because once you have an organized mind and a mind that is working for you, you can create whatever reality you want. You're in control of this, so that means you're in control of your reality, man. And it's so simple to do. It's just, guess what? Most people, they're going to watch this video, they're going to hear this information, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to go right back to being distracted. Right to the next fucking video, right to the next TikTok, right to the next fucking Instagram model. They're never going to... What you got to do is you got to take this information, you got to sit with yourself and think about, what change are you going to make? How are you going to do it? If you don't create a game plan, man, the information isn't shit for you. It's just mental masturbation at the end of the fucking day, man. That one... This one piece of information I just gave you, this one thing, I don't even know what to describe it. It's probably the most powerful, life-changing thing ever. To just stop being distracted and to start looking inwards, to start giving yourself your own fucking time, man. To stop doom scrolling, because think about it this way. And I know I was getting out of this video, but real quick. How much of your reality, how much of your life have you actually lived? Like, how much time have you actually spent in the real world? Right now, go to your screen limit on your phone. Look at the average over a week. If it says average of 4 hours a day, 7, 14, 21, 28 hours a week, multiply that by 4. I'm not great at math. 2, 4, 6, 8, 16, 24, 32. 103, I think that is. 103, let's just say like 100 hours in a month if your screen limit is average on 4. Does that make sense? I don't know. Let's just say 100 hours a month. What's that a year? 12? Fuck, I'm bad at math. 1,200 hours a year? I mean, that sounds like a lot of fucking time to me, dude. That's how much time you're spending in the metaverse, in the fucking virtual reality. The reality that isn't real. Me being a social media influencer with over 300,000 followers across platforms, I will be the first to say that the image I know how to create online is not as flashy, is not as amazing, is not as hyped up as it is in real life. Like, a lot of people will look at me, a lot of people will look at people online, a lot of people will look at these videos, these posts they see, and go, I want his life. His life looks so much better than mine. It's no different than yours. It really isn't. It just looks good online. And so you get caught up. A lot of young people are getting caught up living their life online, living vicariously through their inspirations, through these motivational videos, through these travel videos, through Mr. Beast videos that make them fucking numb and whatever the fuck. A lot of young people are literally living vicariously online, through people online. And so the reality of what the world actually is so fucking warped because they have barely even spent more than 50% of their own lives actually living their own lives. And just think about how fucked that is. You don't even really know your own life. You know more about other people's lives. You know more about the world you've never even seen before. That right there is mentally fucking, man. So some type of discipline needs to fucking come with social media if you truly want to go from a boy to a fucking man. Okay? I love you guys. I'll be posting more PR talks once again. I'm feeling better once again after that whole burnout from the show, but yeah. Deuces.